Hello everybody and welcome to Phyzik Talks. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for coming and checking out the video. Appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video today, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. So, the news says that Shane Dawson is a pedophile. And is he? No, absolutely not. I think it's absolutely insane that this discussion is even happening. It is just shocking how far the news will go to get a story, and it happens constantly. This is why I have such little faith in news publications anymore, especially after the Pewdiepie thing. Now this, it's just tiny things being taken way out of context for a good scoop, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But you can see the visible effect that this has. It sends out a ripple and it starts leaving doubts and questions in people's minds. And then when you have people like Keemstar that gets a whiff of things like this, he'll jump on it because he also wants a good scoop. I'm not saying he's done this. I haven't actually seen any videos of him about the Shane Dawson controversy, but he's exactly the kind of guy that laps up this kind of information and sells it on, pretty much, basically. So the Shane Dawson controversy is what we're going to be talking about today, and then I'm also going to be talking about ONISION and his opinions on the Shane Dawson controversy, because he also jumped upon this to suit his own agenda, and I think that's just sad, really. I think he's just a pathetic buffoon at this point, and I am still surprised at the things that he does, and I thought that wouldn't be possible anymore, but he'll do anything. He will literally do anything to suit his own agenda. And that's bullshit. So, let us roll that intro. So for those of you that don't know, recently Shane Dawson has been put under the limelight regarding some allegations around child and pedophilia. This is all completely absurd, and none of this needed to happen at all. This is regarding one of his podcasts from a fair while back where he was talking amongst friends about the topic of pedophilia. And much like the Pewdiepie case, these were jokes. These were jokes in poor taste. Yes, they were definitely in poor taste. No, I don't find them funny. A lot of people just assume that because we can see the truth behind this, that we also laugh at his jokes, which isn't the case at all. I don't think what he said was funny. I think it was in poor taste, but it was still a joke, for goodness sake. So let me just show you a quick clip of the podcast so you get a bit of context on this.
And I was taking a picture of something, and the kid turns to me and goes, "Oh, are you Instagramming?" And first of all, how does a 5-year-old, 6-year-old know what Instagram is? Right. Which is terrifying. Mm-hmm. Second of all, I was embarrassed because yes, I was, and it was a picture of my salad. So then,
that's the plantation salad. Yes, I saw it. Looked amazing.
And the 6-year-old girl goes, "Oh, how many followers do you have?" I mean, first of all, it was almost like one of those. And this kid slapped her huge on the table and was like a 6-year-old who goes, "Oh, I have 125,000."
No,
was almost as big as mine.
Really?
And I said, "Okay, little. Why do you have so many followers?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm a cheerleader." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" And she shows me her Instagrams, which are like. First of all, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like she's like sexy.
You're disgusting.
I know. Listen, we've talked about pedophilia
this
before.
Is Shane. Like, do not say this, and like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, you will get arrested. Like, he kind of can.
Listen,
he has his justification, okay. And it's so disturbing. And like, I just pretend that he doesn't.
Okay, wait, no. Let me explain. Let me explain.
Oh God.
Here's my justification.
I can't.
Okay. First of all, let me just say, having sex with children or touching children or anything of that nature is terrible. And you should not do it. But here's my thing. People have foot fetishes. People have fetishes about, everything. And there's websites on the internet where they can and jerk off to it. Okay, fine. Everybody do your thing. So why is it when somebody looks at Google's like naked baby on Google and jerks off to it, they can get arrested? I don't understand that.
So as you can see, he was clearly joking, as he said in the video. A lot of people pointed out how uncomfortable the person he was with was. I think that's also a bit ridiculous. It's clearly an incredibly controversial joke to be making, and most people wouldn't feel comfortable making jokes like this on a live podcast, and that's completely understandable, but I think outside of that situation she wouldn't have felt uncomfortable at all because she knows him and she knows it's a joke. So I don't agree with everything he said, but I do agree with some of it. Pedophiles in a lot of cases don't have a choice in what they are attracted to or who they are attracted to, and I think if they don't act upon their urges, then that's fine. All they should really do from that point is seek help, counselling, that kind of stuff. No one is born or wants to be a paedophile. No one decides to become a paedophile. It's just through poor upbringing, through bad experiences through their childhood, etc, etc. A paedophile that acts upon their urges and goes far with doing that and does it repeatedly, etc, etc, that is terrible, that is awful. I don't condone that at all. I think it's a disgusting, despicable thing to do. But those that don't act on it and are actively seeking help, that's fine in my books. When Shane Dawson said if someone goes online and searches naked baby and jerks off to it, what's the problem? Well, the problem is that you are actively adding to the demand for child pornography. By watching child pornography online, you are creating a demand for it, which is terrible, illegal, etc, etc. So I don't agree with him on that one. No, you shouldn't really just search naked baby online and jerk off to what you find, because it's always going to be child porn. No one randomly uploads pictures of naked babies to the internet. So I don't agree with that, but I do understand what he was getting at. And also, I don't really get when he was saying that he was pretending to be a pedophile and searching naked babies online. I don't know if that was a complete joke or not, but it's definitely a bizarre statement. But the point I'm trying to make here is that even though I disagree with the things he was saying, I still completely understand that they were jokes. So many people have jumped on this, exposing Shane Dawson, and it's just absurd. The initial video that came out about this was from someone who was trying to actively damage Shane Dawson and his reputation, which is exactly what ONISION was trying to do as well. Before we move on to that, take a look at this Daily Mail article, because this is an example of how damaging the media can be. And this is the thing. You can't just make these accusations for a good story because you are completely damaging someone's reputation. It's slander in every single way, and I think it's absolutely disgusting how often this happens. And these are just the stories that we hear about. This happens on a day-to-day basis. News publications trying to make something out of nothing. It disgusts me, it really does. So have a look at this article. I'll put a link to it in the description if you wanted to read it yourself. So the Daily Mail is an absolutely terrible news publication company, by the way. The Daily Mail is awful. They're incredibly right-wing, they're incredibly biased, and they come up with some stupid stories, much like this one. Just look at this, just look at this. Another YouTube star shamed. Shane Dawson, 29, says pedophilia can be justified, calls a 6-year-old girl sexy, and reveals he once googled naked baby in a shocking resurfaced audio. That is the title. That is the goddamn title. You are completely taking this out of context, and no matter what they say in the rest of the story, you've already said right there that he's called a baby sexy and that he's searched for naked images of naked children. That is not the case at all. You have taken a tiny bit of what he said and blown it sky high out of proportion, and you are one of the biggest news publications in the UK. What the f*** is wrong with you? Seriously. This is the first time I've sworn in ages, and I think for a good bloody reason. So, let's read a bit more. Audio has surfaced of Shane, who has 11 million followers on YouTube, joking about pedophilia in crude terms. Thank you, it's a joke. Why didn't you say in the title that he was joking? The clip, which originally came out 4 years ago, 4 bloody years, comes from Shane's own podcast, Shane and Friends. During the show, Shane made it clear that he believes having sex with children or touching children or anything of that nature is terrible. So why didn't you put that in the title? However, he went on to detail his justification of comparing it to a foot fetish and saying he once looked up naked baby on Google. Why is it that when someone Googles like naked baby and jerks off to it, they can get arrested? He mused. I don't understand that. His co-anchor meanwhile begged him to stop. No, she didn't. And said they had discussed the matter before, which telling Shane he could get arrested. You're again taking this out of proportion. You're making it sound like he was actively searching for child pornography, and this co-anchor is absolutely disgusted. It's like,
please stop, you're gonna get arrested, you sycophant, you disgusting freak. Stop it right now.
It's absolutely not what happened. She was a little bit uncomfortable because she was discussing pedophilia on air. I think anyone's going to be a bit uncomfortable when discussing that. Shane also recounted meeting a 6-year-old Instagrammer with thousands of followers and called her a skinny little 6-year-old. Oh God. That was a joke. Why didn't you say that was a joke? He didn't call her a skinny little 6-year-old. Where did you get that from? He never said skinny. I don't think he ever said little. He did say but it was absolutely a joke. He followed it straight away by saying, I'm kidding. They're crude jokes, yes, and they shouldn't be said on air. I don't agree with that at all. But if I was with a mate and he made a joke like that, I'd be like, it's a bit of a stupid joke, but fine, whatever. I'm not going to be like, oh, you pedo, get out of here, you. No, not at all. So that sentence there, I don't believe it. I absolutely don't believe it. He has addressed the audio on Twitter and in an apology video saying, I'm not a effing file, and chalking it all up to silly offensive jokes. Yes. So why have you written this article? You've just completely ruined the point of this article right there. It's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So now let us have a look at a podcast from ONISION where he's discussing this matter. This was brought to my attention by Mike, an actor. He runs a fantastic YouTube channel. I'll whack a link to his channel in the description. Basically, ONISION, I think probably before it came out that Shane Dawson was absolutely not a pedophile, he jumped on the bandwagon and decided to add his own little piece on this just to make a jab at Shane Dawson, using accusations of pedophilia as a way of attacking him. Wow! Wow, ONISION! I'm even surprised by this. I'm actually shocked. You do some stupid things, and still you amaze me. It's just absurd. So listen to this, guys. It's a good one.
Cut ties with social repose. And then look what happened. It came out that he was cheating on his girlfriend and abusing women, just like I said he was. I cut ties with numerous people who down the line, they wind up proving to society why I disconnected from them. Okay? Now, I disconnected from Shane for a totally different reason. But about 3 weeks ago, I was talking to Lainey. You could talk to Lainey yourself and confirm this. But I was saying, you know, I think, I don't know what it is, but Shane has always had a weird relationship with children in the past. I've always been a little, there's nothing that sticks out, but it's just like a feeling you get when you see somebody who behaves a certain way. And this is coming from me, a person who had a father who was accused of being a predator towards children. So me having a feeling about that, I wasn't raised by the guy, but I saw him in the summers sometimes, and there was just a weird feeling, you know? I didn't get it from my dad initially, but when I started to see that in other people like Shane, I got super duper creeped out.
So basically what you mean by this is that you're talking absolute nonsense. You have nothing to back this up. All it is a feeling that doesn't exist and never has existed. You're just saying that because you want to attack him, which is sad and pathetic. Can we just use your own logic on you for a second, please? Because I really do enjoy doing that. So if Shane Dawson has done nothing, but you have this creepy feeling you get from him, well, you have actually rated underage girls on how attractive they are. So I'm a bit creeped out by that, actually, and I think most people that exist on this earth would be creeped out by that. So does this make you a pedophile? Because we have that feeling. We have that feeling that you have made up in your head. Are you kidding? Are you actually joking? Are you actually freaking joking? Well, obviously you are, because it's a complete lie. So the most honest YouTuber on the platform and the face of the earth entirely has clearly lied out of his teeth. You deleted this video without saying a single word about it because you know it's absolute crap, and now that news has come out that he's clearly not a pedophile, you delete the video because it's complete bullshit. That's so terrible. That is so bad. I mean, Jesus. You've done some really crappy things about Shane Dawson in the past, but my God, imagine if you didn't delete this video and thousands and thousands of people would have seen this and they would have assumed that he is a pedophile. You're completely slandering him. You could do a huge amount of damage to him. For what, ONISION? For what? For a petty little grudge that actually makes no sense. Because as you've said before, he apologized for what he did, and what he did could have been a simple misunderstanding. Has he deserved this? Has he deserved accusations of being a pedophile? Has he deserved you bullying him for months and months straight, making up to maybe about 40 videos on him, body shaming him, calling him a fat slob, saying that he's a fraud, a liar? Why does he deserve that? He doesn't at all. And the only reason you've done any of this is because you're horrendously jealous of him. It's because you're horrendously jealous of his success. And that's so sad of you to do all this. You will wind up a lonely person. I say this quite often. But even in this little podcast snippet, you act like you're Jesus Christ incarnate. It's absurd. You are so up your own arse. It's ridiculous. It never ends. Every sentence is you trying to drive at how much of a special person you are. You can sense these things in people that other people can't. You knew that Social Repose was an arsehole, and wow, suddenly it's come out that he's an arsehole because you were the only person on the face of the planet that had seen that. No, you're just completely blind to the fact that tons of people also clearly saw that from a very long time ago. You're not the only person that notices these things. You're absolutely not. You're not a special person. You're in fact a terrible human being. And I think you always will be. I don't think anything will change with you. You are a complete liar. You may act like you're not, but you are absolutely a liar, which has been proven here in an instant. So, I think that's pretty much all I have to say on this subject. I hope you've enjoyed watching today. If you have, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. I should have a VR video coming up soon. I tried recording it yesterday, but it made me so ill. So ill to the point where I couldn't play normal video games. I couldn't even look at a screen. I was watching a Five Nights at Freddy playthrough, and as Markiplier was flicking the camera up and down, I couldn't watch it. It's like I don't know if any of you experience motion sickness, where you're in a long car journey, maybe you're in the back seat, and all of a sudden it comes out of nowhere. It's much like that, except it's a little bit more mild, but it goes on for hours and hours and hours. But I did record 20 minutes of a video, so I'm probably going to record another 10 minutes of a game called Sightline, where the whole idea is that things in your environment change depending on whether you're looking at them or not. So there could be a table in front of you, you may look away, you may look back, and it could be a chair, that kind of thing. That's a very basic description of it, but it's similar to that. Also, to my patrons, you all have a little New Year's treat coming your way, gonna involve Smudge the cat, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.